Hello, it's Grandma Moore. It's Friday. Finally gonna have a full day's worth of work this week. Starting a little later because I had some errands to run for my oldest daughter. I got to help out the kids this week. It's nice to feel needed. So come along, let's see what this Friday brings. Well, I just got my first order. It's $7.50 from Taco Bell, going about 4.5 miles. All right, I got this offer for $27 going 7 miles at Myers. It was a pretty simple order, a pillow, some sheets, and a few little groceries. So not bad. Headed to deliver it now. Well, that was a very generous tip on that Myers order, so that was nice. So I ended up making $34 my first hour, hoping to keep up that momentum. I went and took this Penn Station for $7.50 going 7.5 miles. Well, while I am stuck by a train, I thought we could go over the devotion, lighting the fire again. It says, since even good things can be a distraction, choose to prioritize your relationship with God. Matthew 22:36-38. Teacher, which is the great commandment of the law? And he said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and foremost commandment. The one part that stuck out the most in this devotion was talking about you go through the actions, but your heart and soul isn't in it. So for me, at one point while I'm doing this channel, I would read my devotion and think, oh, that'd be good to talk about during my, when I record or da-da-da. And I wasn't spending that time for my devotion, for my journey. So now, it lasted about a week or two, and I could really feel the difference. So now I do my devotion, my personal journey, and do what I normally do. And then I revisit the devotion for the channel. So that way I get my part and then be able to hone in for the channel. And it is hard sometimes to not put your heart and soul in it. It is easier sometimes just to take those actions, right? Okay, it's like doing the dishes. I just gotta do the dishes. I don't care, you know. Laundry, okay, it's just housework. I just want to get it done. And then you put your little heart and soul or a little thought in it. Oh, if I do this, my clothes are going to smell so much better, or whatever. You get the point. So that's the biggest part that I took from that. But then when I was praying, I prayed during this devotion and said, you know, ask the question, well, what does that really look like to make God my priority? You know, I have kids, I have a husband, I have grandkids, I have to make money, I have this to do. You know, what does that really look like? And I think I believe that the only way you're going to find out is to ask questions during prayer. I have asked lots of questions, especially after some of these devotions, because I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. So I hope to get the answer to that. But sometimes, you know, I'm maybe in the middle of doing my devotion and my husband doesn't know it and says, hey, can you grab something or whatever? You know, am I not putting God priority? And the kids always wait, my great kids, they always wait when we get our food because Grandma's going to pray. And it's funny, why do you pray, Grandma? Da, 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 da. So, you know, that is showing them I put God priority before my food. And so there's some things I understand and some things I don't understand what that really looks like, you know. So I don't know, but I do think that you have to ask questions. One devotion I asked, I don't really understand this, and the next devotion answered the question. So I really think asking the question, you get it, and if you stop and listen, you'll get the answers. So, you know, just walking that journey, trying to figure everything out. I know I'll never figure everything out, but at least I'm trying. You know, I try to put my heart and soul in things, and it's like planting that seed when you deliver DoorDash. Have a blessed day. You're just putting a seed there. But sometimes I don't say that, because if it doesn't come from my heart, I don't want to say that. I have to mean it, because sometimes you're just rushing, or you're busy, and you just say whatever. So I do want to make a conscious effort to say have a blessed day and plant that seed, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes I'm just like, here's your food, I'm done. No. Or whatever, I'm just so tired. Anyway, I don't know, I think it was something for me to think about. What does putting God as priority look like? And then what kind of things do I do with no heart and soul, just action? So that's what I'm gonna leave you with. I got a 950 for 5.5 miles, so I'm excited about that. The restaurants I've been to, I've only seen one dasher. It is spring break here, so I don't know if that's slowing the dashers, but it's 11:30 lunchtime. You would think that you would see a lot of dashers. So I don't know if we're all just spread out or what's going on. I delivered this to a nursing home just a little out of my regular zone. But while I was in there, after I delivered it, I got this 550 for 1.9 miles in the area. So I'm just 3 minutes away from the restaurant. So that's good. All right, they sent me this 950 order from Chick-fil-A for like 8.5 miles. And I was in a different part of the zone. And usually Chick-fil-A is swarming with dashers. So I'm 11 minutes away from the Chick-fil-A. I found it very unusual for them to send me an order for Chick-fil-A this far away. So to me, that means there must be not a lot of dashers out. Because if you were close to that order, it would only been 5 miles for 950. So I don't know what's going on. We'll see what the Chick-fil-A looks like. So there definitely was Door Dashers in the Chick-fil-A. I thought it would be weird if there wasn't. But just maybe a handful that I saw coming in and out. So not oversaturated like usual. Well, I just pulled out of the ER trying to do my business, go where I'm going to go. And they sent me this order, and I guess there was traffic and things were going on. I read it wrong. I thought I was making $13 for 10 miles, but I'm making $10 for 13 miles. So that's quite disappointing, but I'm going to go ahead and take it, and oh well. Well, I finally found an order I'll take. $7. No, I think it's $7.50 for Bubba's going 7 miles. Now, if the food will be ready, then it'd be great. And I got this order, $5.50 for 3-something miles from Starbucks. And I got this $9.50 for 9 miles from Jaggers. It puts me in another city. Maybe I'll pick something up there. I know the on-time issue has been discussed. I discussed it yesterday. So this one says it has to be delivered by 3:11. Unfortunately, when I accepted this order, I had to go out of my way because I was in the turning lane. So it's going to take me just a few more minutes to get there. And then it is in another city that's probably going to take me about 15 minutes to get there. So the food, I did get an email saying the food, or a text saying the food is ready. So as long as I could get the food, it's 2:44. So that gives me 16 plus 11, 27 minutes. I should be able to make it. Well, I said I had plenty of time to deliver this. I get there, somebody's already picked up the order. They stole the food. The people that are working at Jaggers are like, how do they do that? What's the situation? I had to go through the app and explain, make sure they hit it twice, blah, blah, blah. They remember the person picking it up, the whole 9 yards. So that's a nightmare. I will not make this on time. So it is 3 o'clock right now. I'm 17 minutes away and it's due at 3:11. So unless by some weird incident that the other driver actually dropped it off, but it wouldn't hit my phone if they actually dropped it off. I called DoorDash support to tell them the situation. I want to make sure this doesn't count against my on-time deliveries and that a dasher stole the food. So she just said, you're allowed 10 late deliveries that don't count against you. And I explained to her that mine has changed back to the old way. She had no idea, but she at least wrote it down, I guess, she says, and that the DoorDash policy will handle the driver that stole the food, I guess. So it was kind of a waste to call, but if you're stressing out about on time, they're saying they're still excluding 10. If you look at my ratings, it changed back the old way. So there's nothing I could do about it. Don't really like that support was not more reassuring. And I'll give them a thumbs down whenever I get the survey. I don't ever wait for the survey at the end of the call. I don't have time for that. So, but I will email, whenever they email it, I will give them a thumbs down. So. All right, I got this $7 order from Hing Wing, which is a Chinese restaurant, and I'm only 2 minutes away from the restaurant. They were still they hadn't even started the order when I came in because I was just 2 minutes away. So I didn't get the order until 3:34. It's supposed to be delivered at 3:48. So I have 14 minutes and it's a 12-minute drive. And I got to cross this crazy traffic. But I've realized why my on-time rating was different. I moved to a whole different area. So they must not have the same process as us, because I was looking at my on-time deliveries and it's back to 100%. 8 deliveries have been excluded. So I think, depending on what area you are in, when I go to Madison, it's a totally different area. So I have to keep that in mind. Well, I should have had a few minutes to spare on that order, but there was a traffic jam. Then they wanted me to cross heavy traffic, but I went to the light, which took a little bit, light, and so got it right exactly at 3:48. All right, just took a 10.75 order from CVS for 6 items, 7 items going 6 miles, which takes me up closer to the restaurants. I've never worried about my on-time numbers or anything. It always stayed the same, it never changed, so I never worried about it. But since we're having this conversation, I'm paying attention. And so the last 2 orders were, well, the first order was late because someone stole the order. Second one was right on time, even though I should have had time to spare because of traffic issues and the lights. This one, I'm in my car at 4:04 and it's due at 4:24 and I'm 13 minutes away. So I should have plenty of time. So we'll see. Starting to see some people's complaints. Well, I dropped that off at 4:18, so 6 minutes early. So 3 different experiences, 3 in a row. And I still don't think I'm going to worry about the on-time thing. But now that, I thought about it and everything, you have to pay attention to your area. Because when I'm in the Madison area, it's going to show 96% on time. But when I'm in the Louisville area, it's going to show 100% with 8 late excluded. So I think it definitely depends if you've got the new stuff or the old way. So I'm not real happy with Jaggers, but I went and took this order. It was like $7.50 for 4 miles. Hopefully I don't have an issue this time. Well, they had my order. I had to wait for it, but at least it wasn't stolen this time. And I'm 11 minutes away and on my way to deliver it. All right, I took this $13 order from Myers. It's just 3 items for 8 miles. It's a water, soda, and I think Tums or something. So, yeah, Tums. So quick and easy. On my way to Myers now. Well, I'm starting to get pretty tuckered out. It's almost 5:30. So I'm trying to make 150 and head home. So I only need 11.75. So keep your fingers crossed. I make that real quick. And then I'm heading home. All right, I took this 9.25 3 item Target for like 8 miles. It takes me back to my favorite area. And then I only need a couple more bucks. So after this, do one more order and then get to go home. Well, I only need one more order. And this order came through. It's 9 items for $13.87. Well, that was the last order of the day. I did try some Uber early on. It didn't go well, so I just turned it off and focused on DoorDash. So it shows 9 hours active time, but I took almost a half hour for lunch and about 15-20 minutes for some running into Myers and doing a couple of things. So really, it's about 8 hours and 15 minutes either way. Not that big a deal. $162.37 went 146 miles. So not a bad day. Just had 2 issues today. I broke my glasses. So when I go to do my video tonight, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And then that person that stole the food, I don't understand why Dashers steal the food. Unless it's you decide you're going to quit or something. I can see that. But yeah, crazy stuff. Other than that, it was an uneventful day. We tried out the on-time rate. Out of 3, they were all 3 so different. I'm not worried about that. I'm not even gonna think about it. And that was it. So tomorrow, my husband's gonna go dashing with me, and we're gonna try to film differently. I think I did it one other time, and I'm gonna try it again. So who knows? We don't know when we're going to work or where we're going to work yet. I had thought about Madison, but if we go earlier in the day, we might go on down to Clarksville. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Until next time, be happy. God bless you.